Before I spent any money on Balmorex Pro, I wanted to actually understand what I was buying. So I did the digging, and that's what this is. Welcome to CritiqLab. No sponsored takes, no padding. Just what I found. Most of what you've heard about this relief rub online is pure sales page fluff. You see dozens of scripted reviews calling it a permanent miracle cure. Today, I'm cutting through that noise to show you what's actually inside the jar, how the ingredients function, and whether this is a vetted solution or just another online gimmick. Here's the thing about topical pain creams. There's no shortage of options. What there is a shortage of is options that actually do what they say. If you've been dealing with deep joint stiffness or a nagging backache and feel like you've tried the obvious pharmacy rubs already, that's exactly the situation Balmorex Pro is trying to solve. But let's be totally blunt before we go any further. This is not for everyone. If you are looking for an overnight fix that will magically repair severe structural joint damage while you sit on the couch, close this video right now. This is specifically for people dealing with daily muscle soreness and stiffness who are willing to apply a clean, natural topical rub consistently to get real physical comfort. What I found interesting about Balmorex Pro is that it doesn't just create an intense, superficial cooling or burning sensation on your skin. It actually targets localized tissue inflammation. Most standard alternatives stop at numbing the nerve endings temporarily, which is why you get short-term results at best. This one takes a different angle. It uses a deep penetrating 27-in-1 organic formula to deliver anti-inflammatory compounds directly to the stiff tissue area. Whether that holds up in practice is what I was testing. 3 things stood out when I broke this down. First, the inclusion of MSM and Epsom salt. Most people gloss over this, but it's actually the part that makes muscle and tissue recovery possible by soothing throbbing areas after you walk or lift. Second, Indian Frankincense, Boswellia, blended with Arnica oil, which I hadn't seen executed cleanly in this specific topical price space before. These ingredients block specific inflammatory pathways to reduce daily friction inside your joints. And third, a pure base of hemp seed oil and shea butter. On its own, it sounds minor. Combined with the rest, it adds up. It acts as a heavy carrier to push the active ingredients deep through the skin barrier, meaning it won't leave a greasy, oily residue that stains your clothes. Based on what I've seen and what others are reporting, within the first 1 to 2 weeks, most people notice a distinct reduction in morning stiffness. Push past that and smoother, easier daily mobility tends to follow. Longer term, you get a significant reduction in overall muscle soreness, but that one requires you to actually be consistent. I'll be straight, this isn't a shortcut. It's more like a system that works if you work it. The manufacturing is vetted. It's done in a USA facility that is FDA registered and follows strict USDA organic guidelines. The downside? It isn't a cheap numbing cream. A single jar is expensive, and you have to buy their multi-jar packages to get the price down to $49 a jar. Using it is straightforward. Just rub a small amount directly onto the affected joint or muscle area daily. It fits into a morning or evening routine without much thought. The only caveat, don't judge it before 3 to 4 weeks. That's not a sales line. It's just how this category of natural product works. The compounding happens later as the botanical nutrients accumulate in your tissues. Think about what life looks like when that happens. You stop planning your entire day around a stiff back, and you can lift groceries or go for walks without that immediate wave of fear. One thing I checked for was the refund policy, because how a company backs their product tells you something. They offer a 60-day money-back guarantee. That's not nothing. It means if it doesn't deliver for you, you're not just out the money. If you aren't happy with how your joints feel, you return the jars within 60 days for a full refund. For something in this price range, that matters. If the problem I described sounds familiar and the approach makes sense to you, the official link is in the description. I link direct, not through resellers or third-party auction pages where people run into fake formulas or expired batches. They currently offer 2 free digital health guides with the 3 and 6 jar packages. Read through it yourself, compare it to what you've already tried, and make the call. That's the full breakdown on Balmorex Pro. I've laid out what I found. The rest is your call.